What day is it? What day is it? Mike, 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 Mike. What day is it? What day is it? It's Hump Day. It's Hump Day. Well, good morning, friends. Wow, how about these cooler temperatures in the morning? Isn't that awesome? You know, it seems like forever we've been 90 degrees or better here. And my goodness, this week we finally don't have a day in the 90s, and the temperatures are down in the 30s and 40s at night. Fall is here. Today is actually the last day of September. And I'm excited that maybe, we're about ready to turn the corner because I have to admit, fall is pretty much my favorite season. Also in the fall is when harvest occurs. And this week we have a parable that comes to us from the Gospel of Matthew. And it is about a vineyard and some people who work there. So let's listen to see what the Lord has to say to us today. It's Matthew 21, 33 through 46. Jesus said, "Listen to another parable. There was a landowner who planted a vineyard, put a fence around it, dug a wine press in it, and built a watchtower. Then he leased it to tenants and went to another country. When the harvest time had come, he sent his slaves to the tenants to collect his produce. But the tenants seized his slaves and beat one, killed another, and stoned another. Again he sent other slaves, more than the first, and they treated them in the same way. Finally he sent his son to them, saying, 'They will respect my son.' But when the tenants saw the son, they said to themselves, 'This is the heir. Come, let us kill him and get his inheritance.' So they seized him, threw him out of the vineyard, and killed him. Now when the owner of the vineyard comes, what will he do to those tenants?" And the Pharisees said to him, "They will put those wretches to a miserable death and lease the vineyard to other tenants, who will give him the produce at the harvest time." And Jesus said to them, "Have you never read in the Scriptures? The stone that the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. This was the Lord's doing, and it is amazing in our eyes. Therefore I tell you, the kingdom of God will be taken away from you and given to a people that produces the fruits of the kingdom. The one who will fall on this stone will be broken to pieces, and it will crush anyone on whom it falls." When the chief priests and the Pharisees heard his parables, they realized that he was speaking about them. They wanted to arrest him, but they feared the crowds because they regarded him as a prophet. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. You know, this is a parable about being selfish. How many times have we been given things that we seem to take hold of so strongly that we refuse to give it up no matter what? The vineyard is an example of the world that God has given to us, God's creation, and we are to be caretakers of it. But there is a time when things must be reconciled. And the reconciliation comes in sharing that when people come and ask for more. It's hard for us. We like to say what is ours, and to heck with the rest of the world. But that's not the way of the gospel. That's not the way of the love of God for God's creation. Friends, it's heating up. We're getting closer to November. And it's easy to yell at one another and say, "I'm right and you're wrong," when we think about the politics of this country. But friends, it's all one country. It's all one nation. And together, God has also called us to care for the least among us. So let us do so in Christian love. Let us share with one another what we've been given, so that there are plenty of fruits and goods to go around in the vineyard. Have a blessed day. Goodbye, everybody.